welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cut a short. In some other countries they also call it knicker. So that's what I'm going to be showing you, how to cut a knicker and a top. That's a short and a top. So you could see the picture up there. I just came across it and it looks so lovely, so I decided to make a video and share with you guys. So if you are new to my channel, you are very and highly welcome. If you have not subscribed already, please do that, subscribe, like my video, and then hit on that notification bell just to get an update whenever I upload a new video. That's just the essence. So without much talk, so I'm just going to go straight to what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be making use of 2 yards of fabric for this dress. Yes, it is a dress because it is a top and a short and a blouse. So I'll have my fabric folded into 2. So I folded at 15 inches. So I'm going to be cutting, in order for me to cut my knicker properly, my short, some couple of lines here which I'm going to explain to you. So the first line that I have here is my hip line, which is 8 inches. So that's what I'm going to be using when making a short like this. So because I'm going to be adding band to it, so I just left 2 inches up. So the 8 inches is my hip line. You could use 9 inches, depends on the height. And then the crouch line, my crouch is actually 10 inches. So I have my crouch here, and then the length of my short is 20 inches. So I have 2 inches here which I'm going to use to fold. So I'm just going to start my measurement. So I'm going to come to this top part, which is like the waistline point. I'm going to measure out 1 inch here, and then from this 1 inch I'm just going to blend it. I'll blend it to the hip line point, and then I'm going to come for the down part of my short. It's really simple and easy. I'm going to come in by 2 inches to this point, and then from this point I'm just going to come like this. So, and then for this other side, I'm going to come for the front. I'm not going to be adding any dart, so I'm just going to measure my waist measurement now. That's my waist measurement, which is 32, 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. When you divide into 4, 8 inches. So I'll add 1 inch allowance, or 2 inch, 1.5. So depends allowance to it. And so I'll come to the hip line. My hip is actually 40 inches. So this is my 40 inches. It's really simple. And then I'll add 2 inch allowance to the hip line. So this is what I have. So I'm just going to be making a curve like this now to my crouch. On the crouch line point, that's where I'm going to be putting my tie measurement. So you could, since this is a short, it's not meant to be to really be tight. So unless if you want to make a fitted short, so that is when you decide to make it tight. So for mine, I'm just going to make use of, so I'm going to insert my tie measurement, and then I'll use the remaining part of my fabric for the allowance. So I'm just going to curve it like this. So from this point like this. So like I said, this is really simple. It's not. And then for the down part, I'm going to measure how wide I actually want my pants to be down here. So I'm going to be making use of 11 inches. So from this point, I'm just going to make a straight line like this. So this is basically the front of my short. So I'll cut it out now. So I have my short, so you can see how beautiful it is. So now I'm going to cut out the back. So I'll take this like this, and then I'm going to place it like this here. So I'm going to add my allowance to this side. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this to this side. I want to get out the shape of this part. So for the down part, so the back, my back pattern is going to be bigger with 2 inches. So I'm just going to bring the front pattern this way. I'm just trying to get out the shape of the side from this point. So that's just the essence. Once I get the shape, so I'm going to move it like this now to this point, like this now. So I'm going to move it like this. So I'm going to measure out the side. I'm going to cut the side. It's going to be the same. So for the back, I'm going to add 2 inches to my back pattern. So this is my 2 inches. I'm just going to curve it like this. So I'm going to slant this now to this point. So for the back, I'm going to measure out like this, and then I'm going to put my dart here at the center. So I'm going to cut it out now. For the bodies, that's for the top part, to the top part, that's for the top. So I have my basic bodice block out here already. So I've transferred it to my fabric. So I'm going to put the link on the description box, so for you to watch, to just know how to do this. It's really simple and easy. So the next thing I'm going to measure out now is the neckline. So these are the basics, so that's why I decided to show this part. So the neckline, I'm going to be making use of 3.5 inches, and then the depth, I'm making use of 2.5 inches. That's for the front neckline. And then for the back neckline, so the back, you could decide to add a zipper to it, but if you choose not to add a zipper, it will still be okay, because you see it is not a fitted bodice. So for the back, I'm going to make use of 2 inches. So I'm just going to cut it out now, and then I will slant out. So I'll do my shoulder slope here. So it is a crop top, so it's just a free crop top. So I have the bodice out. So I'm going to be switching up things a little bit. I'm going to be making the sleeve with an Ankara, because I want to add color to it. So I'm going to be making the sleeves. So for this balloon sleeve, this is just like a regular bishop and sleeve. So I folded my fabric into 4. So I'm just going to use, there's a way I normally do my balloon sleeve. It's really simple and easy. So I'm just going to freehand it like this. I'm using 12 inches. So this is 12 inches. So I'm just going to slant my 12 inches to this point, to the top part. I'll slant it, because since I'm going to be pleating, so that's why I'm making use of 12 inches. And then I'm just going to measure how wide I want this one to be. So I have 11 inches here. I'm going to use the 11 inches. So after marking it out like this and like this, so you just cut out. So it's just really simple and easy. So this down part, I'm going to be putting elastic on it for the down part. So this is it. So the next thing, I'm going to be cutting the puff and part of my sleeve. So for this, I'm just going to, it's really simple. So I'm just going to, I'll cut one, and then I'll use one to cut out the second one. So I folded into 4, so you can determine how wide you want it to be. So I'm just going to come to this point like this, and then I'm going to mark it from this point to this point. So you can decide to what I actually have here. I have 6.5 inches, and then 6.5 inches here. So I'm going to cut it out straight like this. So the next thing I'm going to cut now, for this top part, you are going to measure your round armhole. So that is what you are going to use to pleat. So it depends on where you want the pleat to be. If you actually want it to start from here and end here, so you measure how much pleat it is going to be. So, and then you double it. So what I have here, I'm going to make use of about, from this point to this point, I'm going to make use of 4 inches. So this is like my 4 inches. So since it is folded into 4, so it is doubled already. So I'm just going to open it up like this. So this is what I'm now going to pleat. I'm going to pleat it on top of this sleeve to form that ruffles that I have on top of my sleeve. So I'm going to cut out another one of this. So I've put my notch for my dart. So I'm going to be darting it, just 5 inches dart just from here. So the next thing, I'm going to go and start stitching the short and the top together. So the first thing I'm going to stitch is my short. So I'm going to be joining them on the crouch part. So I'll stitch it. So if you want to know how to stitch complete stitching, I'm going to put a video of I'm going to put the link to this my palazzo trouser. I'll put the link, and then another link of a trouser, a female pants. So I'll put the link down, so if you watch it, you see how to stitch full stitching. So I'm just going to go and stitch this part, and then I'll come back and show you. And then for the top part, I'm going to hold out the dart lines, and then I'll join the shoulder together, and then join the side before I'll come back to show you how to do the sleeve. So I'm just going to go over to my machine now and do that. Okay, so guys, so I finished stitching the top. So the only thing that is remaining now for the top part is the sleeves. So, and then this is the short. So this is the front. So I've joined on the crotch line like I told you. So you stitch with 1/2 inch. So this is the front of my short, and then this is the back. So you can see the back. So this is the back. So it looks so beautiful. So I've added the dart. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the front of my short like this, and then I'm going to stitch. So the first thing that I normally do, I normally stitch from this point like this. So I'm going to take them together like this, and then I'll stitch from this down point like this to this side. And then when I'm done, after stitching, so I'm just going to use pin to indicate it. So I have a more detailed video on how to stitch a pant, so I'm going to put the link down. So after stitching like this, stitching this point together, I'm just going to pull this side together like this. You can see they are not equal. So I normally get a message, message. Somebody was asking the other day that they are not the same, but how do you do it that it will be the same? You don't have to do it to be the same. All you have to do is you pull them together. You make sure you just bring the both edges together. That's after stitching this point. You bring this and side together, and then you just stitch along. So it's going to be okay. So the essence of that back and that is for the waistline to fit in properly. So I'm going to go and stitch this together like that. So I'll stitch this now, and then for the sleeve. So I'm just going to have this for the sleeve. So I'm going to take my flay. So I'm just going to call it flay. I'm just going to pleat it. I'm going to pleat it on the sleeve. So I'm going to show you this when I'm doing it on my machine. So guys, so I finished stitching my short. So you could see, so I added my 2 inches band to it. So this is the band. So the next thing I'm going to do now, just keep it on the side, I'm going to start stitching the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. So what I'm going to do before I start, so this was the flay that I cut out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the center of this flay like this. So this is the center. I'm going to try and pleat this on top of this sleeve. So I'm going to pleat it on top. So I'll open up the side a little bit. So I'm going to pleat this side to this point. So I'm going to start pleating from this down point, so I could have enough of the pleats down here. Okay, I'm just going to start from this side, so it will be much easier. So that's from the under of the armhole. So I'm going to start pleating it on it. So you could decide to leave a couple of inch on the side. So that's what I'm going to do. I just leave a couple of inch here. So I'm just going to bend this like this. So you could see I'm pleating it on top like this. So it depends on how full you want. So you determine that. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. so you see, this is how you connect it like I was showing you. So after connecting the ruffled part on it like this, you sew it around the armhole side like this. And so before you now fix your sleeves to it, so at the end of the day it's going to be looking like this. So this is now going to come, and then it's going to be, and then your balloon sleeve is going to be inside. So now I'm going to stitch my sleeve now. So I'll start from the midpoint. So I've already added elastic to the down part of my sleeve, so I'm just going to put a notch, and then I'm going to connect it to it. So this, so the emphasis here is how to connect this one. So that was why I showed you. So I'm going to connect my sleeve now, and then fix the other one, and then come back and show you. I'll put it on my mannequin for you to see the final look. So in connecting the sleeve, so this is the center. So you're just going to take this wrong side of this right side of your Ankara like this, of your sleeve, and then you place it like this, and then you fix. So at the end of the day it's going to look like this, and then this will fall on top. So it's really simple and easy. So you just take it from the back, and then you fix it. Okay guys, so this is the final look of our short and our top, our crop top, our knicker, like I said initially. So it came out very beautiful. So I'm so happy it did. So you could see it looks so good. So you could try yours and send your pictures to me on Stylish Naija sewing group for me to see what you actually did with this tutorial. So if you find it helpful, please do not hesitate to like on this video. Drop a comment for me. I would really appreciate if you would do that. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.